Welcome back, fast food fanatics. Today, we're going to be tackling the ultimate sub review. Let's get it.
Fast food, face off! Fast food, face off! Fast food, face off!
Today on Fast Food Face Off, we're going to be doing an ultimate sub review from Jersey Mike's and Subway, the kings of the fast food sub chains. We have cheesesteaks, buffalo chicken sandwiches, and Italian subs from both of these companies. Let's crush some calories. So first up, we have Jersey Mike's and we have the original Italian. You guys voted and you said that if you were to have some sort of a football or game day feast, that Italian sandwiches is the way that you go. We heard you and we wanted to make sure that we included it. It's a pretty good looking sub. So before we even get started, I just wanted to let you guys know just a little bit kind of back history to this. The Jimmy John's that's by me is closed, and the other companies like Blimpies or Quiznos, they are nowhere near me. So I figured let's just do these two companies. They're definitely kind of 1 and 2 for sub chains, and let's just do kind of a variety, and I let you guys definitely pick the one that I do first. So without any further ado, let's see how it tastes.
And welcome back, fast food fanatics. I'm going to be dropping in with some history and facts along the way, so make sure to stay tuned.
So right away with this one, you're definitely getting sub shop vibes, you know? There's kind of the oil vinegar flavor that you get going on here. You're getting a little bit of the pepper on the ham. It's either pepper or some sort of like Italian herb seasoning, rosemary or something like that. You're definitely getting the fresh veggies. The bread is nice and soft. It almost seems like there's like maybe some semolina or something on there. So the rolls are really nice. There's not much that I can say about this that's bad on first impression. You're getting the crisp onions. The tomatoes aren't overly sogging this up. It's bringing back kind of nostalgic memories of going to like a local sub shop and just getting something like this. You're definitely gonna get kind of like a toothy bite from the bread, but then it's the texture of the crisp, fresh vegetables and you know, kind of getting that tang that you would usually with like an oil and vinegar setup, and then kind of the rich unctuousness that you get from something like ham, and then, you know, either mozzarella or provolone, and then you get a little bit of the spice from something like a salami or, you know, like a capicola or something like that.
Gabagool, over here.
And it's just a real nice balance of flavors, and I'm definitely getting that with this. Their subs, I believe, are 8-inch subs and not 6-inch subs. You're definitely going to get a larger sub, and then because of that, the weight on these is going to be bigger. So I weighed out the 3 Jersey Mike subs and then the 3 Subway subs, and the Subway ones were sitting at about 1.5 pounds for all 3, and then the Jersey Mike subs were sitting at about 2.5 pounds for all 3. So that's about 3/4 pound per sub as opposed to about 1/2 pound per sub. These are definitely a little bit more expensive, but off initial impression, it seems like it's worth the money.
Originally called Mike's Subs, Jersey Mike's got its start in 1956 in a little seaside town called Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
I think a little bit of mayo would have been nice. It would have punched up the ham and the provolone that they have going on there with a little bit of the sweet to balance out the salt and the vinegar. Again, that's just kind of preference, but I think it would have maybe balanced out the bite as a whole. Beyond that, this is definitely a very good sub-chain restaurant impersonation of what you would get inside of like a sub or deli-style restaurant in the tri-state area. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. We're always doing viewer polls that help influence the content like the video you're watching today. So next up, we have the Italian BMT from Subway. BMT in this sandwich stands for bigger, meatier, tastier.
Fresh, delicious, tasty, meaty.
Let's see if that holds up to being true. let you guys get a look. First bite. It's a little onion forward. I think Jersey Mike's uses white onions and Subway uses red onions. There is a bit of a difference there in the sweetness and then kind of just the overall onioniness. You definitely get a little bit of the spice from the pepperoni, and there's pepperoni, salami, and ham on this. You're definitely picking up a little bit of the spice. I kind of do wish that they would have maybe went a little bit heavier with the serving of the spicy salami or pepperoni, but other than that, not too bad of a first bite.
Subway got its start in 1965 after Fred DeLuca took out a $1,000 loan from a family friend. He was only 17 years old, if you can believe it.
They didn't really go heavy as far as Italian or herb seasonings are concerned, which would have been nice. It kind of helps balance out the bite a touch. The veggies are pretty fresh. They're not soggy or anything. The lettuce is crisp. The onions are crisp. It feels like the provolone that's in this is a bit sharper than the provolone from Jersey Mike's, and you actually get a bit more of the taste, and it complements the salami and everything else that's going on in here real well. Their bread kind of just falls, into itself. It looks, fluffy and light and like it's gonna be a good bite of bread to kind of bite into, but it's pillowy in a bad way. Like if you've ever had a pillow that was past its prime and doesn't really hold its shape, this is kind of that. Your mileage may vary, but my preference is when I bite into a bread, I want a little bit of that toothy texture. I kind of want to have to rip a little bit of it with my teeth. I want to get a little bit of the crust on top. I don't want it to just be all one texture, all soft. Last bite. Next up, we have the buffalo chicken sandwich from Jersey Mike's. So this is like a buffalo chicken cheesesteak, so it's a bit different, I think, than the way Subway has theirs, but it's as close as I can get to it. Right away, it's looking pretty saucy, which I'm not mad at. I'll let you guys get a look. It would have been nice if they would have cut this in half, but we'll just kind of have to make do, okay? First bite. So definitely getting that punch of hot sauce. It's pleasant, and it's not like a overly mild hot sauce where you don't get any kind of heat whatsoever, and it's just kind of like zingy flavor. There's a little bit of spice there, and it's nice. It's appreciated. I'm not sure if it's Frank's Red Hot or what they use, but whatever the hot sauce is, it's good.
I put that on everything.
They do put blue cheese, I believe, on here, if I'm tasting it right, and it kind of helps balance out, buffalo chicken. It's a nice accompaniment to it.
Peter Cankro, CEO of Jersey Mike's, got his start in 1971 at the age of 14 working behind the counter of Mike's Subs, to 3 years later taking out a personal loan and buying the shop. Pretty impressive for a 17-year-old.
So the only thing that I feel is lacking with this sub, it's nothing really in the flavor department. It's just that there's really no texture to anything. The bread gets a bit soggy because of the amount of sauce. The added kind of vegetables don't really add any crunch. They just kind of make, the bread that much more soggy. I think that if they would have put maybe even some red onion on here or onion, I think it would have probably helped as far as adding some texture, or maybe I don't know, maybe bacon might have. It's not traditionally buffalo chicken, but would have added some crisper textures. But beyond that, the flavor is very good. Last bite. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to turn those notifications on. So next up, we have the buffalo chicken sandwich from Subway. This is actually a limited release for them. They have this, and then I believe the barbecue chicken sandwich. So this ends up being any good, you guys should definitely check it out.
Subway serves 5,300 sandwiches every 60 seconds, which is roughly 320,000 sandwiches every hour, or roughly 7.6 million subs every day. That's enough to feed every person in Los Angeles, Dallas, and Chicago combined.
I'm gonna be real brutally honest with this one. Don't waste your money on it. Honestly, the first and second bite, the overwhelming flavor of anything that I got were just the garden veggies. The chicken is underwhelming, and there's barely any hot sauce on here to even really, identify this as some sort of a buffalo chicken sandwich. If I were to have closed my eyes and tried this and somebody didn't tell me what it was, I would have honestly thought it was just like a garden chicken sandwich. Yeah, I'm gonna finish it up for you guys, so no more commentary from me, but I definitely think you can pass this one. Thankfully, the last bite. Next up, we have Jersey Mike's Cheesesteak. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of saved the best for last in that I'm a big cheesesteak fan. I'll let you guys get a look after I take my first bite. So I am almost certain, unless my taste buds are failing me, that I was given a chicken cheesesteak. Mainly one, because cheesesteak is not that color, and two, because it does not taste like steak. Am I mad at it? No. It would be like if somebody pours you Coca-Cola and you were expecting Pepsi. Still tasty, just not what you thought it was gonna be. I'm gonna get through this, but just know that it's not going to be the exact same as Subway's, so I'll try to be as impartial about it just being tasty, independent of its own of being a beef or chicken cheesesteak. Right off the bat, simple, tasty bread, nice. It's a bit soft. Again, I wish that there was maybe just a bit more texture, but the inside really tasty. You got good melty cheese, green peppers and onions, which is very reminiscent of Philly style cheesesteak, and then you get the sauteed strip style chicken. This is kind of like fresh sliced or chopped meat, and then it's heated through and then pressed. Whereas Subway's is just kind of sitting there and then it's warmed through in one of their little ovens or their microwaves, whatever it is. There's a good amount of peppers and onions in here, which I like. You're getting a little bit of the textural element that you would from the peppers and onions, and you're also getting a little bit of the mild sweetness when you kind of cook down something like sauteed onions or sauteed peppers, and it's really tasty. It complements this well and kind of rounds out the bite as a whole. Let us know down below in the comments section, what do you call sub sandwiches? Subs, heroes, hoagies, or grinders? We want to know. Something to note about Jersey Mike's is that when the local stores open, they actually partner with local community and charities. It's something that's nice to note, that when you go and you buy anything from your local Jersey Mike's, you're kind of helping out local community outreach programs, which is pretty cool. Back to the sub.
Jersey Mike's has been franchising since 1987 and has over 2,000 locations open and under development.
There's not any flavor that's really kind of pronouncing itself. I mean, it's good in the sense that the chicken's cooked pretty well, the cheese is pretty melty, and then the vegetables are kind of cooked down the way that they should be, but it is a little underwhelming. Last bite. So last up, we have Subway's Philly cheesesteak. First bite. It's actual steak, which is nice. Again, it's complemented by green peppers and onions. I would say the major difference here is that these are fresh green peppers and onions, which give at least some texture, but I think the overall flavor from Jersey Mike's was a bit more pleasant having them cooked down.
Subway is the world's largest fast food chain with nearly 44,000 restaurants in 110 countries and employing more than 410,000 people.
So there's this chipotle sauce on here that's really nice. It kind of balances out the overall bite with a little bit of smokiness, which is nice, and it plays well with the peppers and onions with the cheesesteak. So, final review for you guys. I'm gonna make this one pretty short and sweet. Money wise, you're gonna spend more at Jersey Mike's. For the 3 subs, it was about $10 more than Subway, and in my opinion, I don't know that it justifies the $10 more. Granted, they are bigger subs, but I think a lot of times you can overlook the size based on the taste of it. And breaking down taste, if you're an Italian sub fan, definitely go with Jersey Mike's. It is head and shoulders better than Subway just on overall flavor profile and texture, but Subway's isn't bad, and it's definitely not bad for the value. But beyond that, it was really underwhelming is the best word to use. The Jersey Mike's buffalo chicken sandwich, in my opinion, only beat out Subway's strictly because it actually at least tasted like buffalo chicken. But beyond that, it was kind of a soggy mess. The cheesesteaks, granted, the one from Jersey Mike's was a chicken cheesesteak, but beyond that, it was kind of just a pick'em. It's really what you prefer inside of like a fast food cheesesteak. And I also found out that there wasn't even supposed to be Chipotle sauce on there. They have a Chipotle cheesesteak. But if you are going to get one from Subway, definitely put the Chipotle sauce on there because it does help balance out the flavor and punch up some of the umami that you get from the beef. Now, the chicken cheesesteak that I got from Jersey Mike's, it was good in the sense that there wasn't anything overly wrong with it. It was just very ordinary. In my opinion, you can honestly pass on most of anything that I had today, but I would say if you're feeling, an Italian style sub for game day or any other reason, I would go with Jersey Mike's. So this was our second week of game day inspired foods, and we hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we can get another poll together on Instagram so we can see if we can get you guys to vote again. Other than that, remember, if you are what you eat, always eat amazing.